Hello and welcome to Let Me Finish. Two men, one story, 1,000,000 interruptions. I am Jason.
I'm Atticus Blake.
And if you don't know the premise of this show, it's basically this. Atticus is going to try to tell a story in a half an hour, and I have that same half an hour to prevent him from doing so. If Atticus manages to tell the story within a half an hour, he wins the podcast. If I prevent him from finishing it in a half an hour, I win the podcast. Before the story starts, you will hear... If at any point you hear this sound, that means that he's gone over his time limit and I am the winner.
I honestly don't care if I go over.
Yeah, he doesn't. He really doesn't. And neither should you. It just means more story time. So, get the bell ready, and let's get ready for a story!
Okay, so what just came to mind is, I have absolutely no idea why my ex-wife ever loved me.
This is not a unique story. This is what almost every guy says, I think.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. I mean, when I first met her, and this is not the story, but when I first met her...
Wait, you're wasting your time on the not story?
No, as a back explanation.
Okay.
The thing is, I'm gay. People already know that. And the thing is, she knew that when we first met. She just saw it as a challenge. Bada bing. Okay, so the thing is, last week while I was on vacation, I was outside of a bar while my mother and my stepfather were inside eating, and I went out to...
Wait. They were in the bar eating?
They were in... Yeah, it was a bar and grill or whatever.
Okay, because when you say bar, I picture like dive bar or biker bar.
Oh, no.
And they're like, this looks like a nice place to get some pot roast.
They're pretty strong Christians. They wouldn't be in a... Well, maybe they would be in a biker bar. I don't know. They're pretty cool people, actually.
Or doing that.
No, they don't do that.
We can score some good ice here, honey.
All right, so I was standing outside of this bar.
Let's score some ice and fuck each other in the bathroom.
You know what? I told you my mom is cool. I wouldn't be surprised. Shut the fuck up. So I was standing outside of this bar, and I went.
Wait, was this your mom or your mother-in-law?
No, No. I'm talking about something that happened last week. As a reference.
So this was your mom.
Okay, I am as a reference point for why I considered this story. I'm trying to get into the works of the story. Okay.
Got it. Okay, so your mom is high on meth. I'm telling guy in a bar.
Yeah,
I just want to be on the same page.
Okay, so this is the page. Last week, I was outside of a bar while my parents, my mother and my stepfather were inside of a biker bar smoking meth.
Okay,
and
good.
I went outside to smoke a cigarette.
Because you were so high on meth. You're like, I need a break. Okay.
These two young girls walked up to me, and one of them asked me for a lighter.
Oh.
And, okay, so the thing was, I looked down at her pocket. I just happened to glance down, and she had a lighter in her pocket. So
you were going to get rolled. They were going to take you for some money.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, she's got a lighter, whatever. Think she wants to talk to me or something. I don't know.
Is this the official story yet?
No, it isn't. So listen.
This is still lead-in?
Yeah, you can make fun of me if you want. In the middle, it's the whole point.
I'm not making fun. I'm color commentary. I love you to death.
Okay, well, so anyway, the point is that what had happened during this strange, weird thing was that this girl had no reason to walk over and talk to me at all. And the other girl that was with her just stood there staring while her girlfriend lit her cigarette, walked away, put the cigarette out accidentally, and I say that in quotes, and then came back over and asked me for a light again. And then
Is this a gay boast?
No, I don't understand what's happening. Listen.
Because this is like when straight guys go, gay guys hit on me all the time, which means I'm super hot.
No, I'm telling you, I have no idea what the fuck happened until my mother and my stepfather came outside and they said, we saw you talking to those girls, and I said, she asked me for a light, and she goes, no, she thinks you're super handsome and she wanted to talk to you. Now remember, my mother knows that I'm gay.
Right.
So I was
but that doesn't stop her from wishing.
No,
She probably loves the fact that you're
grandkids. I already gave her grandkids. She doesn't. She's not. She understands. She gets it. She's not a bigot Christian. She loves her son.
She's a meth loving, let's bone in the bathroom full of pot roast kind of Christian.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna get give pamphlets to the Satanists and stuff like that. So anyway, thing was, she said to me, "You're super handsome. That's why they went over to talk to you." And I'm like, "That's not fucking true." And she goes, I don't think you get it, because of course this is my mother, so she has to say all these nice things about. This is how you ended up with your ex-wife, and she said ended up, and I'm like, she goes, and then what it reminded me of the story that I'm going to tell you. I have no idea why my ex ever liked me. I don't have any fucking clue, honestly. I was working at a nursing home, and I became a nurse's aide because it pays better than working at a gas station.
Oh, well, that's always a wise decision. Why work at a gas station when you can change shit pans and run catheters and mop up bed sores and have horny old guys slap your butt or mistake you for an army buddy that died in the war? That sounds awesome.
Well, I took the job because it's the difference between $8.50 an hour and $15.50 an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds much better now, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'd let any old man suck my dick for $15.50 an hour.
Yeah, I wondered if I was going to get asked that a few times, but it never happened. The thing was...
That's the saddest porno ever. Can I please, before I die, taste your cock, please? No, old man, please leave me alone. Just get off the hoist.
I might have considered it. Okay, so anyway, I remember very distinctly punching in for work and then seeing this new girl come in. And she was.
Should we have like harp strings and stuff?
No, it was like, she's pretty, whatever.
Is this the story now?
This is the story, yes.
This is the official story.
Yes.
So I can actually be even more interruptus than I usually am.
Yeah, sure, but what I'm trying to get at is I still don't get why any girl talks to me at all. Honestly.
Well, you don't get girls, I don't think.
Well, shouldn't I? Isn't that like a thing? Or
no, that's it. That you lack the
vagina.
Well, let me put it this way: no guy understands women. I mean, come on.
Well, I admit that freely, but what I'm saying is there is a thing in my life where I have encountered many women who wanted to talk to me for no apparent reason, and I'm not talking about like, oh, there was that girl at the bar that I missed. I mean, obviously,
when you were in your pirate face, the girl in the bar, yo lass.
What I'm talking about is it's like there's no reason for this person to be talking to me, and I'm talking about it happening like.
You know that there's no reason for her to talk to you. She doesn't.
No, yeah, but it's just weird. It's like
you're not like wearing your like gay your T-shirt that says "I suck cock," and you're not like juggling a dude's balls in your hands 24/7. You're just dude. You're a handsome dude at the bar or whatever.
Yeah,
they don't know.
But it still doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, I remember punching in for work, and
it's fundamental human sexuality. They see you, they get a little tingly thing in their little pussy or whatever it is they have, and they go, "I want that man to Roger me roundly."
Roger me roundly, is that like right round?
I fucking said it, and I'm just sticking to it.
Yeah. They spin me right round. Okay.
No, it has nothing to do with Dead or Alive.
But you're old, so I have to make that reference.
Yes, thank you. When I was 60, I listened to Dead or Alive.
Okay, so this girl punches in, and as she's standing there, she looks me directly in the eyes and makes this face that I will never forget, like a O face. I think she
made an orgasm face while looking at you.
She opened her mouth like she was going to say something to me,
and you just hustled up and stuck your penis right in. You're like, oh.
She went like this, and then walked away.
Okay, I'm going to say it right now. Does she have mental problems?
No.
Okay, because I've lived my whole life, and there have been lots of girls who have had secret crushes on me, open crushes on me. I've never had a woman who, on the first sight of me, made an O face and then a panty noise.
You know what? I may be wrong, and any woman that listens to the podcast can be like, fuck you, that's not what she was thinking. But guess what? I'm going to tell them that's what she was thinking.
Yeah, actually, she did that because you had jism all down the front of your shirt.
Okay. No. She told me that that's what she thought about fucking me the moment she saw me. That's what she said.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was married to her for 10 years.
Okay. All right.
Well,
You
I
know
was
what?
with her for 10 years, married for 5 of them, whatever. It's the same fucking thing as far as I'm concerned. So I ended up going upstairs, grabbing my assignment for the day, which old people
And you
am I
didn't think
gonna...
anything about it. You said, okay, it's very apparent that the new girl is retarded,
No,
and,
it's
and I'm
very
going about
apparent.
my work.
Okay, well, maybe that's what I thought. I don't know.
You're like, geez, I didn't know they hired special needs people. Because it does sound a little bit like that. The person came in and went, I'm done in my work today. And then they see something they like and they go, oh, oh,
Well, see, the thing is, I went upstairs to get my work assignment, and part of me actually said, I hope that girl's not working.
because she's got to
On my
change her
assignment.
underwears.
Okay. And I grabbed my assignment, and one of the things was if you were working in this particular nursing home, you had to when you used a Hoyer, and I think I've explained what that is. Should I explain what it is?
Yeah, you need to explain things to the audience because they're like, yeah,
Okay.
Hoyer, what the fuck is that?
A Hoyer is a device that hoists heavy, fat people in the air, lifts them, and then puts them into a wheelchair or takes them from the chair back
It's
to
also
the bed.
fun to hang them, just to spend them there for hours on end, and see
I've
how
done
much
that.
stuff you can cram in their butthole.
I've done that.
Make sure that when you retire and get old, you have a robot taking care of you, because this is what it's like in a nursing home, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm revealing. So the thing is, I went in to get a person ready, because you can get a person ready for the Hoyer by, rolling them over and sticking it's like a canvas bag.
It's a
that
canvas,
you
like,
stuff underneath the person, and then you roll them the other way, and then pull it out from.
And
the
they
other
go,
side.
oh, my bones! And you're like, shut the fuck up, and you roll them over, and they're like, oh, my other bones! And then you roll them back, and
And then they
you
go,
hook
that's
'em
my
on the
last
thing.
bones.
And then you lift them up into the air like fucking Shamu the whale.
But the thing is, at my work, you have to have 2 people in order to do the hoist.
Okay.
So what I did was I hit the bell, and guess who comes in for the hoist?
Orgasm girl.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. Oh, and she came in and she was like,
Hi. Hi.
I really hope this story doesn't go with you, the two of you fucking under a hoisted old person.
It probably could have
Like
happened.
some fucked up David Lynch chandelier.
No. I respect it. I was very respectful to her because the thing
She wasn't. She fucking had an orgasm when she looked at you. That is not good
I
manners.
didn't say. She said. She told me that she thought about having sex with me.
And then she went, and
All right. So anyway.
so she
comes
showed
in,
up.
she says,
She
my name is
quivered.
blank. My name is blank.
You have to come up with a fake name.
Dana.
We're not going to call her blank for the entire... Okay,
Well,
Dana. Dana's fine.
Dana's the name that I use.
Was it Dana Plato?
No.
You don't even know who that is, do you?
No, I don't, you fucking old motherfucker. Every time you piss me off, I'm just going to call you old.
Okay, so Dana came in. She excused herself to stare at you from behind a screen while
And
you
I
heard
said,
light tapping sounds.
The person that we were hoisting was deaf. So she's sitting there, and she goes, I remember this guy, because apparently she worked there years before and then came back, but the guy was still there, like, years later, still, only he was more ancient and more, like, more crunched.
Wait, I gotta know, when she looked at the guy that you're gonna hoist, did she stop making a and go, oh?
No,
Did she have a condition?
he was blind, too.
Well, it doesn't matter what he... Oh, my God. So he didn't even know what was going on.
No, he was quite senile. He didn't know anything. So we get her for the hoist, and then we start pumping him up, and she says, well, it's a pump. It's a pump hoist.
You know what? It just sounds wrong.
She goes, my name is blank, and we're talking for
Dana.
a little while.
Her name is Dana. We
My name is
established.
Dana. Okay, well, go fuck yourself. And she looks at me, and she goes, she starts talking to me, and I know she's flirting with me at this point, and I tell her, just as an open thing, because at that point, I'm talking about, there was a point, a transition.
You're gonna give her the big gun right away. You're not gonna lead her on. You're gonna be a gentleman.
Yeah, okay. There was a transition in my life where I was willing to accept my sexuality, but after I got married, it took a long time for me to accept it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her I'm gay, and she went, "How do you know?"
Oh wow, that boy. She saw Everest and said, "Yeah, I can fucking climb that." I don't have any gear. I'm not equipped. I have no legs, really, but I can fucking climb that mountain.
She said, "How do you know?" And I said, "You know what? That's a good point. I don't."
Oh, boy, that's just bait, dude.
Well, I was only 21 at the time.
Had
And
you
so
had
for
anybody, any partner, anything?
I had had sexual experiences, but no sex.
Mm.
So the thing was that wasn't even on the table at this point. I mean, I didn't want to go, okay, well, I guess I'll try this, and she just
Dude, it was on the table for her. You would have done it on the table right then and there had you just given it a slightest inkling.
No, we didn't have sex for few months after this. So the thing was, we're talking about a person that was very much in love with me, liked me a lot, and told me often. And we hung out as friends. And as far as I'm concerned, that's how it should have remained. But
Right.
I have kids with her, so I guess
Yeah.
I can't take that back. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
She chased me for quite a long time in between, but the thing
In the
was,
room around the blind deaf guy who was hanging from the ceiling.
she was like, "Fuck it, I want you now."
It became a Benny Hill sketch.
And she was wearing nothing but a bra and panties. Anyway, well, that's Benny Hill for you.
I know. I didn't say that's not canon. Okay,
So we became really good friends, and I fell in love with her kid as my own son, kind of. And during that time, okay, now this is the part that's the funny part, is that I was the most disgusting human being in front of her.
Well, that's how you.
No,
In what way?
I was me.
Oh,
All right,
okay,
so
good.
As an example, the thing was, I remember doing another hoist with her about a month later, where we had to do a hoist lit. We had to do a
Did
hoist.
you guys have competitions? Like everyone, they all chose their favorite patient.
Row. Okay, and while this patient, who was another senile patient, was up in the air, it was a hoist lift and shit, which means that you hoist them up to get them ready.
Oh
for
my
bed,
god!
hoist and shit into a commode. And then
What an adjustment in fucking life! You're like, I used to sit down like a human being. Now I poo like a bird.
Oh my goodness. Well, so the thing was, this woman, as I had hoisted her, she was a single hoist, this one. So I hoisted her, and what happened was, as soon as I lifted her out of the chair, her diaper fell off and she shit all over the floor. So I pushed the button for somebody to come help me, and she came in and she goes, "Oh my goodness, Mrs. So-and-so," because I can't remember her name. And she goes,
And she went, turnips on Eisenhower's cuckoo hold, because she's senile.
Because Eisenhower, yeah.
Yeah. And then
No,
she started eating the shit that she had just...
Roosevelt, no, she's hanging in the air.
Oh, that's right, she can't reach it.
She's hanging in the air, ass and vagina, old, wrinkly, disgusting ass and vagina.
Oh, she's like a big senile shit cannon.
Yes. So there's piss and shit all over the floor, and she goes, "Okay, well, you clean her up while I clean up the floor." And I was like, "No, I'll clean up the floor. You clean her up." Because
Oh, I hope someone makes a movie about your life. Because I hear the romantic violins coming up.
Well, what the thing was, I was being me, and the thing was, one of the best ways to get rid of a gigantic piece of shit, if you have rubber gloves, is you pick up the piece of shit with the glove, wrap the glove around it, pull it off your hand, and then take the other glove and wrap it around the piece of shit.
There are so many things I never wanted to learn that I'm learning now.
So it was a pile of shit. So it was big hunks, and then like
But solid. It wasn't like diarrhea. Or
No,
anything.
there was some diarrhea, a little bit.
So there were like horse apples coming out. And...
It was like apple and then splat.
Oh God. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning into our show.
Okay. So the thing was, this is something normal that both she and I are well trained to take care of.
Oh, you've been living in the shit trenches now for months, so this
does not matter. This is like, oh well.
Yeah.
That's why
if weevils started coming out of it, you'd be like, oh well, that's different.
She comes in, she's like, "You made a mess of yourself. We ought to get you cleaned up."
And so she went, "Horrible for the munchkins on my vagina."
And the thing
I'm determined to provide this woman with some sort of voice.
If there's ever a person who understands universal precautions, they're about to get really disgusted.
Oh my God, everyone! I'm so sorry if you're eating while listening to this.
Please, Steve Shives commented on our last one. Put your food down. Put your beard down right now. If he's he's gonna spit it across the room.
You were like, how am I gonna top shaving balls? Well, nothing trumps anything like shit does. Okay, so your future bride.
My future bride is cleaning up the old lady's cunt.
With what, a hose? I mean, what?
No. She's just got, what you do is you get a bucket of soap and water and you...
A bucket of it?
Yeah, well, she's up in the air. It's better to do it in the air than over the bed, because then you got to clean the fucking bed. Oh my God. So I picked up the pieces of shit that were large and wrapped them in the first glove, and then wrapped them in the second glove. And the thing is, it's pretty safe inside of there. I mean, it's latex gloves.
I'm sure the shit feels very secure.
And I said, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of those little heads that you squeeze when you're stressed out. And she's like, ew.
Oh my God.
And I went, squeeze, and it squished into the fingers.
Oh, my God.
She looks at me, and she goes, huh, huh. And then I go,
everything about your relationship with her has to do with body noises.
Oh. She goes, huh, huh, and then she goes, oh, fuck you.
If she throws up on this old woman, I am not going to forgive you.
No.
She throws up right onto her vagina.
What she did was, she had cleaned up the lady, so she scoots the Hoyer underneath, because you can push it underneath the bed so that the person is still hanging over. That's the way it works. And then she's lowering her while I still have this, and I still haven't thrown this thing away. I'm like holding it out to her. I'm going,
oh God,
look, come on. And I put it near my face and pretended to chew on it, not near my face.
This is not a question as to how did she ever love you. This is a question as to how would anyone do that after this.
Okay, but she starts laughing.
German people would have a problem with this story. They're like, holy fucking shit! I eat shit for sexual pleasure, but this is disgusting.
She starts laughing, and she goes,
"No, good."
She goes, "Oh, you're so gross. Oh, you are so fucking gross." And she's old lady, and the thing's like, poo, just out of it, whatever.
No, is this the meet cute story that you tell your kids?
No.
How did you and Mom meet? Well, I pretended to eat a glove full of shit.
I would tell this story to my son. He would think it's fucking hilarious.
You know, when he gets married, this should be the story you tell at his wedding.
No, he shouldn't be married ever. You want to know why? Even though he's not biologically mine, I've been raising him for 13 years, so think about it, Jason.
I think you're a wonderful father. And now that's on the record.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, niceness over. That is the most disgusting thing.
I'm not done yet. Thing was, the months go by and she's still hitting on me and touching me.
Well, how could she resist after that wonderful display of pretending to eat a senile woman's crap? That is, you know what? That it just fills the heart with love feelings.
Well, I mean, how can you not?
And you probably ruined her nightly masturbatory sessions of thinking about you.
Well, you can't eat your meat. You can't eat your pudding unless you eat your meat first. There was a point at which we were hoyering yet another person who was in the air. And we were trying to hoist and clean, and he wasn't shitting, but he needed to be clean just because.
That's my favorite Olympic sport, the hoist and clean.
Hoist and clean and jerk.
And the Olympiads are coming out onto the field. Oh, they've got a real old senile one. I hear he's blind and deaf. Oh, well, that's an advantage for the Americans.
Yeah. So what I was thinking of...
You're just like, fuck it, whatever. I'm ignoring your joke. Fuck you.
After that, well... I have to laugh because I'm thinking after I told this story to you before, what I remembered was that I was helping a woman from Kenya when in fact it was actually my ex-wife.
What? Wait a minute. How did you mix up your wife?
Because I was the majority of the people I worked with were from Kenya, and I always remember doing quite a few of these jobs with them, and they were the nicest people on earth. They're like,
is she from Kenya?
No, my ex is not from Kenya. It was that I'm remembering this time where we had gone into one of the rooms, and I had hoisted the guy up, and the thing about this particular guy was that everybody knew was the fact that he had a dong that was like 12 inches long.
Did you have a nickname for him?
Henry.
Stop. Everyone had to have a nickname for him. Someone had to say something. Was it so long that when you hoisted him up, he looked like he had a tail?
He could definitely sit on his balls and his dick at the same time.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
Well, the thing was,
are we getting to the romantic part of the story now?
Oh no, that doesn't come till later.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, the thing was, she was like, how come guys, she was asking me about foreskins because this guy had a foreskin and he hadn't been circumcised, and she was like, should I put the cream on underneath? And I'm like, yeah, you probably should. And what she started doing...
Little did she know that you were the last person to take dick and ball advice from. Like, let me tell you this story about the first time I shaved my balls.
Well, yeah, but you should. The thing is, we're taught that if they have a foreskin, if it's not cared for by them, you have to put a particular type of cream underneath there so it doesn't become infected with.
Then you discovered that almost all of his dick was nothing but foreskin. You just kept rolling it back and rolling it back.
She rolled his foreskin back and started putting this cream on, but she put it on with the palm of her hand.
Is that wrong? You're not supposed to use the palm of your hand?
No, it just looked like she was stroking him off.
Dude, she was doing something medical.
Yeah, but you're just supposed to dab it on the head of the penis, and then what she did was she took that and then rolled his foreskin back. Yeah. And then she took the rest of the other kind of cream and smeared it all over his dick.
Yeah, well, I mean...
You're not supposed to do that. So there's my...
Did you yell at her like that, too?
My beautiful bride-to-be. And no, I was sitting there going, you're okay, why are you doing... And she's like, what? And then she's like stroking this elephant penis back and forth. And the guy in the Hoyer goes, yes. Oh, I feel good. Oh. And she goes... Should I be, like, I mean, am I hurting him?
You didn't stop her. Why didn't you stop her?
Because I was me. I was laughing my fucking ass.
Oh, I forgot. You're the one that constantly says, hey, I saw a video once of a woman getting fucked by an elephant. So, of course, this is tame by your standards. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to strap in and watch her jack off this old dude hanging from a Hoyer.
And it was fucking funny, and I started laughing. She goes... Is he getting hard on? And I'm like, what do you think? It went from
You're the one touching it.
It went from 12 inches to like 14 in Mach 1. Like, I'm saying what I'm.
Did his wife come to visit and she was always in a wheelchair?
His wife was 2 floors down in the Alzheimer's ward.
Oh God, this is horrible. Is his dick the only thing she could remember?
Probably. She was like, "Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness!
He was the cock of the walk. Yes.
I'm gonna go out and get a malt tomorrow with the girls after class.
No.
And then I'm gonna... No.
His wife's thing was peeing the bed. Yeah.
Did she talk about it and then do it?
Well, I think I've wet the bed, hobbledy-hoobledy, and then
Hobbledy? Is she a wizard?
Yes. You don't understand how old people get when they have Alzheimer's.
Apparently, they just say nonsense words after making complete. I just wet the bed, googly moogly poo.
All right, so what I'm
she's
saying is,
jerking off this guy.
Everything, no, that's already done. She thought it was funny. I thought.
Did he complete, or was it just that brief instant?
He probably wished she had. It was probably the last time anyone touched it.
Because if this was your first romance story where you guys locked eyes over a stroked penis, then I'd be done. I'd be finished. The show would be over. We'd never do another podcast.
No. Well, so what I'm getting at is, me being me is what bothers me about the fact that there are women out there, respectable women who walk up to me and ask me for a lighter when they don't need one.
Yeah, 2 trashy girls outside a biker bar are respectable women.
They were not trashy at all.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They were nice.
No, you said biker bar. You added that shit. They were
Well, when I say things, they become real to me, Atticus. They become real to me.
What I'm getting at is me being okay. See, the thing is, people watch the videos on my YouTube channel. They're like, "Oh, wow, he just right, awesome. I love your voice." And then they come into a public spanking and this, and they're
They
like,
don't
"Oh
know.
what the fuck is wrong with you? You are not the same person."
There are two people in all of us: the people who we present to the public, and the people who we really are.
I think I'm both at the same time, because I am like that in public, as you've heard in tonight's wonderful story.
Yes, so far you are both a gentleman and someone who will allow a woman to jerk off an old man because he thinks it's funny.
No, she gave him a few strokes, you know.
Are you talking about strokes of her hand, or he had a couple of strokes while it was happening?
He had a stroke, and that's why he was there.
He's like, "Oh, don't stop! Kill me with this. This is what I want." Okay, so is your story over?
Well, I could tell like of my first sexual experience with her, but I mean that's something.
Do you think she'll appreciate that? Okay, that's it. Did the bell go off while Atticus was telling the story? I don't know, and I won't know until I edit this disgusting story together. Last week I won. I prevented him from finishing. This week I don't know. I kind of hope that it goes off just before he starts telling the shit story, but I don't always get what I want. I would like to thank everyone who tuned in to the last podcast and made it successful and left comments and messages down below. They were very helpful, and hopefully this time there won't be as much confusion as to the competitive part of this show. Please leave comments on this one. We can only learn and improve if you let us know where we're fucking up. So until next time, from Lemme Finish, this has been Jason.
And I am Atticus Blake.
So long, everybody.
Goodbye.